What's happening, people? It's your boy datyoungbull here, bringing you another Call of Duty Ghosts gun comparison video. Today we're going to be looking at the CBJ-MS and the K7, two popular SMGs. Now, first things first, I want you to note that from the drop-off start statistic that you guys see for either gun, from 0 to that number, that's where we're looking at the max damage. So at max damage from 0 to the drop-off start statistic, it's going to take 3 bullets to kill with either gun, okay? And when you look at the min damage, that's from the drop-off end statistic to infinity. And that's going to take 6 bullets to kill with the CBJ and 7 with the K7. Now, the CBJ also has a faster rate of fire, so not only does it take 1 less bullet to kill, 6 versus 7, but you also are going to get those bullets out quicker, so you're going to drop opponents considerably faster, actually much faster with the CBJ, so keep that in mind. CBJ also has an extra 2 bullets per magazine, which is automatically going to lend itself to a larger max ammo and starting ammo capacity. Everything else other than that's the same, actually, other than reload time, in which the K7 has a significant advantage, which is obviously crucial. Now, what you guys have been watching on the screen is actually gameplay of both the K7 and the CBJ, so you guys can see how they handle in actual gunfights. But with that said, let's jump into the recoil pattern so you guys can see how these guns handle ADS as well as hip fired. Alright guys, so first things first, as you can see with the K7 ADS, the recoil's up and to the right, so diagonal. Hip fire pretty good. I mean, it's nice and centered, some vertical movement, nothing crazy. As you just saw though, with the CBJ, I mean, ADS, it's kind of horizontal, definitely vertical. Sorry, not horizontal, I mean zigzag. But the hip fire is like extremely vertical. You know, it's funny because when you look at the stats, the CBJ pretty much trumps the K7 in almost every way. But when you actually look at the gun handling, you're going to see that the K7 is easier to handle. So at the end of this video, you're going to need to make the decision. What's better, the handling or being able to kill enemies quicker? I don't know, I'll leave that to you. Anyways, now with grip, you can see that the K7 shooting hip fire as well as ADS it's just really centered. You know what I mean? When your ADS is just on point. You know, it's a nice tight little circle here, as you're seeing. ADS, you get a really good perimeter, which is exactly what you want with the full bullets in the center. It's very tight, good hip fire. With the CBJ, not bad. Both the hip fire as well as the ADS, a nice tight grouping that moves vertically. Pretty solid. I'd give it a pretty good rating, you know what I mean? There's definitely a huge difference looking at the CBJ with the grip versus without the grip. So that's something to keep in mind. But right now we're going to be looking at rapid fire. So rapid fire with the K7, again, we see it going to the top right. But the hip fire is pretty good. It's a nice perimeter, as we saw with the grip. But with the CBJ, I mean, it's vertical, man. Both ADS, hip fired, it's just almost out of control, you know, kind of unusable almost. Extremely vertical. But no, obviously with hip fire, you'd be using that on really close quarters maps, such as free fall or strike zone. So, you know, ADS in long range gunfights might not be an issue. So that you know, recoil might not actually have too much of a bearing depending on the map you're using on. Anyways, now with grip and rapid fire, we see that ADS on the K7, you know, it's again tight grouping, vertical though, but not too sporadic. It's pretty solid. Hip fire, again, very nice tight grouping. We keep seeing that as a trend on the K7. Look at the CBJ, pretty much the same thing, ADS as the K7. You know, pretty tight vertical movement. Hip fire, definitely vertical, extremely vertical. You know, a little too vertical for comfort. With steady aim on, we see the ADS very vertical. Hip fire though, pretty good. You know, steady aim doesn't necessarily make less recoil, but it tightens up the crosshair, so that way you have more bullets going in the center of the crosshair. You know what I'm saying? So we shouldn't see too much of a difference with the actual recoil patterns. But you know, as I said, ADS pretty vertical, steady aim, nice tight grouping on the K7. But you know, on the CBJ, like I said, although it's a tight grouping, so a lot of the bullets are going down the center of the crosshair, it's just extremely vertical on this CBJ, both ADS as well as hipfire. I mean, those bullets are just flying straight up. Guns pretty uncontrollable. So that's going to be something you guys want to keep in mind. But now we're going to be looking at steady aim grip and rapid fire. And, you know, the K7 performs very well with this combination. ADS, very tight grouping. Hip fire, tight grouping again, shooting vertically but not uncontrollably. The CBJ, you know, tight vertical grouping, both hip fired as well as ADS. So, you know, moral of the story is if you have steady aim grip and hip fire on, you're going to be getting those bullets out really fast, tight ADS, and a nice tight hip fire. So it's actually really not a bad combo. I'd probably go with the K7 overall, but the CBJ isn't a bad option. So right now I got some graphs up on the screen essentially going over the information that I broke down at the beginning of the video, and that is the drop off start and drop off end distances. So you can see that right here. We have the distance on the x-axis, and you know, say on this graph we have the bullets to kill on the y-axis, so you guys can see exactly what I talked about, but in more of a visual representation. So anyways guys, thank you very much for the support. Make sure to leave this video a like, leave some comments, let me know what guns you want to see in a future episode, and you know, I'll make sure to do it. So anyways guys, it's been your boy datyoungbull. Have a great day. Peace.